welcome back to another showcase of new cards. In the set, Chaos Origin, we're already getting reveals for cards that are, like, freaking 6 months in the future or something. We have a whole new suite of BLS monsters. Black Luck. It's crazy that this deck hasn't been meta, considering its popularity per anime. I always say, anime decks should be meta. That just as a straight up, simple, like, basic rule of thumb, anime deck should be meta. It just doesn't make any sense to me. We had it with Yubel, playstyle, you know, aside. That was a very good thing. Anyhow, let's check out the new cards here. So, I mean, look at, I mean, one of the most badass monsters in Yu-Gi-Oh! Look at that. Look at that. Love it. All right, here we go. Let's check it out. Also, this is so cool. When you put, like, these new overframe cards side by side, they create, like, a light and dark chaos orb. I mean, just look at that, man. That just is absolutely gorgeous. I like the way the levels pop out here. I mean, I don't know, man. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is so freaking back. Okay, let's begin. This is a new boss monster. Black Chaos, the ultimate magical swordsman. 30-25, and it can't be normaled. It must be specialed from your hand by shuffling a spellcaster or warrior ritual from your hand or grave into the deck. Any spellcaster monster in the graveyard can allow you to special summon this or a warrior ritual. Hand or grave. So it's pretty much always live as a 2-card combo. You can only special summon it once per turn this way. You can also discard this card, place a continuous trap that mentions Ritual of Light and Darkness from your deck or grave on your field face up. It's giving me Maiden of the White vibes. Unaffected by opponent's activated card effects while you have a ritual spell in your graveyard. Oh boy, that's one way to make anime decks good. Just make them immune to everything. Once per turn, banish 2 cards your opponent controls. Huh? Just banish 2 cards. It doesn't target! What? It doesn't target! I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say that this Ritual of Light and Darkness trap, when you place it face up, it makes it quick effect. I'm just, something about this, just, it's giving me that vibe. Okay, let's have a look. What's next? We've got a Archfiend retrain here. Skull Archfiend of Chaos, level 6, 25-12. You can only use the first and second effect of this name each once per turn. If this card is in your hand or graveyard, target 3 cards in the graves and or face-up banishment, including a card that mentions Ritual of Light and Darkness other than itself, and place them on the bottom of the deck in any order, and then special this. This is pretty much exactly like Anubis, I think, in a way, for the deck. If the card is sent to the grave, you can send a ritual spell from your hand or deck to the grave at cost. Send a ritual spell from hand or deck to the grave for cost, and then add a ritual monster mentioned on it from your deck to your hand. Alright, okay. Habakiri? Alright, relax. Look at this guy! Oh my god! Celtic Guardian, the Celtic Sage. You can use first and second effect once per turn. If this is normal or special, to activate this effect, you can only special in the extra deck once for the rest of this turn. I can only assume that's not a problem, since this does appear to be a ritual-themed deck. Reveal your entire hand. And if there is a card that mentions Ritual of Light and Dark, draw 3, discard 2? Sorry, they made a graceful charity on legs? What? At the small cost of revealing your cards. Which I feel like doesn't even matter because we're getting 3 new ones. So the information feels like it's irrelevant, but oh my god. Is this guy from Graveyard? Okay, so discarding this is like actually not bad. I guess discarding this is kind of bad. It doesn't do anything in the grave. That's still really insane though. It's got a second effect though. Tribute this and special ritual monster that mentions Ritual Light and Dark from your hand. Can someone explain how this works? How do you special a ritual from your hand? Isn't that like not correct summoning procedure or something? Does that just cheat out the thing? You just does it? Like, is that how that works? The hell? Any ritual that mentions Ritual of Light and Dark. Okay, alright, well. That's kind of crazy. Robert. Griefo. Griefo? What does Griefo mean? Is he griefing our ranked lobby? What is a Griefo? You can only use the first effect once per turn. Quick effect, discard this and activate one of these effects. The next battle or effect damage you would take this turn becomes 0. Or you can set a quick play spell or trap that mentions Ritual of Light and Dark from your deck, and it can be activated this turn. Oh my god, dude. For the ritual summon of exactly 1 level 8, you can use this as the entire tribute. So this is a Rota and a Shuret. This is just better than Necros of Shuret. Shoutouts to that guy. That's kind of what he's doing here. I like it. All right. Now, with that all being said, these cards so far seem incredible, but obviously we need a good ritual monster. So here we go. It all comes down to this. Black Chaos, the Dark Chaos Magician. I'm getting really sick and tired of the naming conventions of these cards, by the way. Have you ever, like, read all of these? There's, like, Dark Magician of Destruction, Dark Magician of Illusion, Chaos, Dark Magician of Black Magic, of Chaos, of Armageddon, Destruction Magician. Like, I can't keep track anymore. Level 8 Dark Spellcaster Ritual, 28-26. You can ritual summon this with Ritual of Light and Dark. You can use the first and third effect once per turn. If this is specialed, you can add a spell from grave to hand. That's Demok. Ayo, that's my boy. That's Demok. You can also just summon him for free with the Celtic Sage, so there's that. It gets you a free spell back to the hand. Unaffected by your opponent's activated effects unless they target this card. Oh, it's Underworld Goddess. Spell traps you control cannot be destroyed or banished by your opponent's card effects. Spells and traps you control cannot be destroyed or banished by your opponent's card effects. Alright, we've got inherent protection to our back row with for Lightning Storm and stuff. How does this interact with evenly matched if you have spells and traps? Is it like having a token or something? Anyway, that's not important. You can target a card your opponent controls and banish it face down. Fenrir! Let's go. I feel like there has to be a way to make this like quick effect, right? Because it seems not great to end on. Evenly gets around it. Okay, sure. It's pretty good. I think a lot of this seems to be coming down to how good like the spell is. Let's check out Blackluster Soldier. Soldier of Light and Darkness. Which, by the way, I mean, come on. I didn't even mention this, but look at that. Look at that. Just absolutely crazy. Level 8 Earth Warrior Ritual. You can ritual this with the Ritual of Light and Dark. You can use the first and third effect once per turn. And if this is special, you can target a card your opponent controls and banish it. That's really good. Cannot be destroyed by battle. And it's unaffected by activated effects unless they target this card. And when this destroys a monster by battle, you can make it gain 15. And if you do, it can make a second attack in a row. Destroys a monster by battle, make it gain 15. And, I mean, yeah, it's just BLS's effect here. So on summon, you banish a card, and then you can attack again and boost it to 45. I think my biggest disappointment is that these cards don't do anything by themselves. Like, they're not starters. They are very much cards that you probably don't even want to draw, really. Unless they are with, what's it called? The Sage. So, they're not, like, the problem with ritual monsters in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is, like, they are very much at the mercy of being able to be consistently summoned, but also usually having, like, hand effects and stuff. Habakiri, as a good example, so you want more Habakiris? It's not that I want more Habakiris, it's just the fact that, like, ritual monsters are hard to make, like, good. Like, you have to give them absolutely turbo broken effects or just make them consistent. And that's why Habakiri is so good. Anyway, here's the spell. Ritual of Light and Dark. Ritual summon a Black Chaos, the Dark Chaos, or the Blackluster Soldier of the Light and Dark. These names, man. By tributing monsters from your hand and or field, banishing monsters from your grave whose total levels equal or exceed. Okay, well, I mean, Miracle Fusion. Miracle Ritual Summon. Pretty good, so I think that was that basically just had to be a given. If this is in your grave, you can add it and one card that mentions the Ritual of Light and Dark from your grave to your hand. Okay, so there's a lot of consistency here, I think, as you can see, right? Because you can dump this to the graveyard with, I think it was it Griefo? Or this, what was it? I think it was this guy. Send it. Yeah, so you can like send, when this guy is sent, probably maybe like off of the Sage, you can like add back the spell and then also get a guy and then the spell triggers, like, okay, it's not bad. Let's check out the quick play. Holy crap, dude! Oh my god, he's coming out the Mystic box and shit. Oh my lord. Look at this art. That is unbelievable. The Mystic box of chaos. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets another card you control, you can return one of those cards you control to the hand. If set, reveal it, and if you do, destroy a card in the field, and then you can special a monster that mentions Ritual of Light and Dark from your hand with a different name from the return card, ignoring its summoning condition. Okay, so the idea with this is that because those powerful ritual monsters are unaffected, except by being targeted, like Underworld Goddess, the only way your opponent can interact with them is with targeting. So it looks like the gimmick is that you're supposed to bounce it to your hand when they do eventually get to a guy that targets it. Like, let's say they go SP Little Knight, target to banish the Blackluster Soldier. You Mystic Box, bounce the Blackluster Soldier to your hand, and then resummon it from your hand. Huzzah, dodging. And then on summon, he gets a powerful effect. Banish a card. Or add back a spell. So that's a pretty cool idea there. And I guess, yeah, you can dodge hand traps, you can dodge targeting. Big one I can think of, obviously, is, you know, the Clerical Sage. You just activate the effect to draw 3. Your opponent probably wants to imperm that. You can just dodge it. If this card is destroyed by your opponent, you can special ritual that mentions it from your hand or deck. Okay, so, I mean, probably not trying to snipe back row against this deck either, because it's just waking the dragon as well. And then we have a magical hat retrain. Oh my god. Chaos hats. When your opponent activates a normal spell or trap, or monster effect, choose 3 spell or traps with different names from each other from your deck and 1 monster in your main monster zone that mentions Ritual of Light and Dark, and then special the chosen spell traps as normal monsters whose name is Chaos Hats in face down defense. Set the chosen monster, shuffle them with your opponent, activate effect becomes destroy 1 opponent's set monster. Okay, so you can get the spell card into the graveyard and the spell card triggers. You can go for this thing, which when this thing is destroyed, it can trigger. What's the 3rd best target for this? So yeah, it's a negate as well, and it also pretty much forces your opponent to trigger your guys. Rollback, Waking the... Well, I mean, okay, other than, like, non-tech cards, like actual Waking the Dragon, in engine cards is, like, the Ritual is good to get popped. The Mystic Box is good to get popped. What's the... There has to be a 3rd one, no? But yeah, really crazy. Mind Shuffle. Wait, hold on. Didn't they say place a continuous... What was the... place 1 continuous trap that mentions Ritual of Light and Dark? Oh, I guess it just has to be this one. Mind Shuffle. Okay, I guess this is the one that you were placing here. Look at that artwork. So cool. Mind Shuffle, continuous trap. You can use the first effect once per turn. You cannot activate this card's first effect and second effect in the same chain. So during either player's turn, you can add a monster that mentions it, then discard. When your opponent activates a card effect, you can return a level 7 or higher you control to the hand, cost. Special monster with a different name from your hand that mentions Ritual of Light and Dark, ignoring the summoning conditions. I mean, you can just see this deck has like so much dodging power. You're constantly just tagging in between BLS and DMOC, and you're just like triggering their effects. You're banishing a guy on summon. You're recycling your resources. Yeah, no, that's really, really cool. Second effect is once per chain. Well, yeah, but I mean, they are once per turn, but still, really cool. It's going to be really hard to, like, out these cards. Because they can't be, they're unaffected, and they can only be targeted, but when you do target them, they, like, do something. They can dodge constantly. It's, like, it's kind of crazy. 100% meta on arrival. Ooh, I hate to be a Debbie Downer. I don't I don't think so. I think they're cool. I think they're really strong. Are they going to be defining a metagame? I don't see it. I don't see it. It feels to me like there isn't a really good starter. You know, just a really broken, like, easy to access starter and extender that all do the same combos. But hey, let's check out what we can do here. All right, 1-card combo with the Ultimate Magical Swordsman. We can activate his effect, place Mind Shuffle. Mind Shuffle effect. Add a card, discard a card. You add the Skull Archfiend of Chaos. You discard it, which triggers his effect to send the Ritual of Light and Dark. That searches the BLS. We activate the Ritual of Light and Dark. Is it the grave effect that returns it to itself? This card's your grave. Add both this and a card that mentions from your deck, from your grave to your hand. So you add this. You just add them back to your hand. You perform the ritual. You banish the 8 to summon out the Black Chaos. He adds back the ritual monster. And then you pass turn. So it's as basic and as simple as you can get. It's a ritual deck. You're going to want more cards. But for a 1-card combo, it is pretty underwhelming. Okay? Like, it is cool. It's awesome. But when you say this is meta on arrival, I don't see meta on arrival here. It's cool, though. It's cool. I'm going to activate the effect here to get Griefo, it looks like. Then discard a card. We can discard the Archfiend again. That's going to get the Blackluster Soldier. So with your 1-card combo, you do get into your loop, right? Like, this is where you want to be at. This is the position you want to be in. You can use Griefo. Like, this is all during your opponent's turn after you've set up. You get the Mystic Box, and then this Mystic Box can be used this turn, remember? So now you're in a position where you have your setup that we were talking about. You have this unaffected boss monster. Your opponent has to interact with it by targeting. But you have all of this shit to, like, dodge the targeting. They target him, tag it out, banish a card. They try to target this guy, Mystic Box, go into this guy, recycle the Mystic Box. So I think when this deck gets going, it's going to be really difficult to stop it. But I am feeling like I'm seeing consistency issues with getting this to this point. But it seems like one of those snowball situations where when you get to this point, it's actually really difficult to beat. But again, the issue, I think, is getting here. So cool, though. Really cool, though. Here's a basic combo line. All right, okay. Chat, you donating replays? Let's have a look. All right, let's go. What do we got here? 3-card combo. Now, relax, buddy. Relax. All right, gonna go Magical Swordsman. Is there a way to get to this guy more consistently? Is there a way to, like, chaos elements, like random stuff like that? You know, I think that's kind of what you need. More ways to get to this guy, but it seems like the choke point really is the like if they Ash Archfiend Chaos in graveyard, it seems like that's a really bad choke point. But I guess, like, I don't know. We'll have to see how it plays out in a real game. Oh, you can Chaos Space it. That's really cool. All right, so as you saw, you do the same line here. You add back the 2 cards. Discard to recycle this. Go for the Ritual Summon. Banish. Summon this guy. Trigger. Recycle the spell. The Ritual Spell. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, we didn't think about playing this, did we? Dark Magician's Destruction into the Magician's Rod. The Gay of Timaeus. Link Shokan, Reaper-Docus. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Here's the Dragon Man. Activate the Skull Archfiend. Recycle the cards from banishment as well. Recycle 3. Yep, special summon. Reaper-Docus. Change the attribute. Well. Feedsmith combo with Dragoon up is pretty good, though. I will say that. Admittedly, that is pretty cool. Lacrima. I'm gonna add the engraver. Are we doing anything else neat here, or is it actually just I mean, we're not just going for Caesar Pass, it looks like. We're doing a bunch of other funky stuff here. Link that into Fancy Ball. Bro thinks we're getting Fancy Ball in the TCG. Leave my Master Duel exclusive cards alone. Gonna go for a Baoku, burn for 12, recycle. We've still got the engraver effect. Bring back the engraver. Activate a Baoku. Banish, pitch, bring back. Now we can go for the Caesar. End phase Abaoku comes back. And then on the opponent's turn, we got the double Caesar negate. We got the Dragoon negate. We've got the trap card Mind Shuffle, which of course goes into the chaos to add the guy who dumps a thing. Abaoku can pitch a card, pop a card. So it's not, I think this was a 1-card combo, right? The other 2 cards in hand are just discard fodder, it looks like. I think this actually is a 1-card combo. You got the Fancy Ball. Ah, Tan. Oh, no, what have you done? Ah! Oh, he spilled my fucking tea everywhere. Oh my gosh. Oh, dude, my whole Draco Tail deck is soaked in tea. Ah, bruh. Like, it's just covered in tea. Anyway, so as we were saying, thoughts on these cards? I think they are. I think this is going to be a really good rogue deck. I think it maybe even could scrape a good top here and there. I don't think it's going to be meta though. That ritual spell could add 2 of itself, by the way. The Grave Effect names itself. Definitely liking this stuff. Let's go. Duel Monsters best era. Trash era. Wow. Brilliant. Just fucking brilliant. Just as Saturn enters Aries again. What's this guy talking about? Coolest looking overframes. Dark Magician can use this, I believe, but we need that lock reveal of the new DM curtains. Can we also just get like some actual vanilla Dark Magician support, by the way? Like waiting?